Now, deep in the inland of the country, a place that's heavy impact by illegal immigration and a real battleground in this fight. From Pennsylvania, we have my friend and adopted child, Dan Smeriglio of Voice of the People USA. Dan, are you with us?
I'm with you, Will. How you doing, Dad?
Just fine, son. Dan and I aren't really related, but I am thinking about adopting him.
Thank you.
Dan has thrown some great rallies and events in Pennsylvania, starting with one I spoke at a little over a year ago with in Hazleton, historic Hazleton, with Mayor Lou Barletta. And him and Andrew, Dan and Andrew, Voice of the People, have actually, I would say, along with Save Our State, become one of the top street-level, park-level protest event groups in the country on our issue, Dan. You guys had 600 people there Saturday.
That is correct. I thank you for the high praise, indeed. Yesterday was another historic event for us, and it was put together by a lot of great people. Obviously, Andrew, and he's always a key component, though he couldn't be there yesterday. Ed and Wendy Medishevsky were key components in getting the people together and getting the support from the town, and the people reached out to us. When the people speak, we listen. And
well, look, give everybody a quick rundown on the situation in Shenandoah.
In Shenandoah, obviously a tragedy occurred. Mr. Ramirez, I don't know his full name, so I won't try to say that. But he was an illegal alien, and he was involved, obviously, in a beating death. 3 individuals and him got into a physical altercation in a public park in Shenandoah, Pennsylvania, and the end result was Mr. Ramirez died 2 days later in the hospital of head trauma. And obviously, with that said, the national news media and the groups like Malbeth and La Raza and came flowing into Shenandoah and set up shop there using a tragedy as their, quote-unquote, their flag, their banner to wave, and look at how bad America is and look at how we treat illegal aliens. And
all right, Dan, you hold that thought, and we're going to continue the story right after this short break.
Yes, sir.
Dan, so you go marching into Shenandoah, which is like the illegal aliens' hornet's nest, and I got on the phone with you before this rally. How would you describe my demeanor when I spoke to you before the event?
Well, yes, to say I'm learning the political slogan to use, the slang, but rightfully so. I understand people's concerns, and I think that was, obviously, I think we all had those concerns in the beginning because of threats being made and everything else. But in the end, we decided to do what Americans always do. We confront fear head on, and we go there, bring community together, and show that we can overcome and become a tighter, stronger community in the event of a tragedy. That's what we did after 9/11, and it's what we did in Shenandoah, and it's what we're going to continue to do in this country because we're good like that.
Well, look, Dan, my reservations were, Sun Tzu's Art of War. You win wars by making your enemy fight you where they're weak and you're strong, not fighting them where you're weak and they're strong. And it looked like the illegal alien camp was pretty strong. And there were also a lot of other pitfalls about having an event in, Ground Zero Shenandoah at this time. But you went in there, you pulled it off. The police said you had 585 people. I want to mention something very important for all listeners. We know that the liberal or biased press constantly says we have a smaller turnout than we do. We have now actually identified their mathematical formula for calculating these underestimates. The media reported, or some media reported, that you had 200 people, or approximately 1/3 of what you really had. And when I had a very rushed rally here last month in North Carolina, we had 36 people, and which the press reported we had a dozen. So if you're out there listening and you read any biased newspaper article about one of our events and it says 100 people attended, well, that actually means that 300 attended. So we have identified their math, and so you can then correct the biased media in your own head. 500 would be, of course, 1,500 people, and now that we know that they have an actual formula for this. Real quick, is it true that the fiancé of Mr. Ramirez, who was killed, showed up in a pickup truck at your rally with 2 other people and a large Mexican flag? Is that true?
That would be correct, and very opportunistic, waited to the end of the rally, and we're chanting such things as F America, we're all racist, of course, and was holding the American flag, down with America, up with Mexico, and things of that nature. So, yet again, not making a very good example for herself, not setting a good example, not putting out the hurt individual that's another one that's opportunistic and will take advantage of a situation to degrade America and do something stupid like that. But at the end, William, everybody there was peaceful, got a great USA chant, no violence occurred, and again, I can't stress this enough, 600 strong, patriotic Americans came out and relit that fire in Pennsylvania. And it was just such a victory. And I want to thank Dan Amon from Diggers Realm, Bruce Miller from Illegal Protest, and everybody else that came out, because together we all made it happen. And William, thank you, too, for obviously putting up an ALIPAC and all your great supporters. And, God bless you all.
Hey, listen, you guys get me some pictures and videos posted over at alipac.us. We'll put something on the homepage, and I will send out a link to our over 25,000 national supporter list that have signed up for email alerts. And we'll show them the videos and the pictures of what went down at this rally so that if they couldn't be there, they can experience it. And I just want to say Ramirez's fiance, well, she's probably got some new big powerful friends right now. Wouldn't you say, Dan? LULAC, MALDEF, National Council of Raza, they're all drooling all over.
Attention, last American sending listener.
Yep.
So
supporters.
We got another commercial break. Thanks for calling in, Dan. Appreciate what you do. We'll go to our callers on the line when we come back after these short messages.